Hey guys, I wanted to send out some verbal directions and some visual directions on the class spreadsheets that we talked about during your team meetings last weekend on Monday. I promised that I would get these out to you, and I want to keep my promise. So they do look a little differently than they have in the past. It's still in Google. It is by your whole grade level. I have color coded them to make them easy for you so that you're not working in someone else's classroom and deleting data and things like that. I did have kindergarten do this first. They were my beta group, so thank you to all of to them for doing that. I just wanted to see if it was easy to manage, those kind of things. I've added some different things in this spreadsheet, some common verbiage so that when we're sorting for grade levels to create classes for next year, that makes it a little easier. As you can see here, I have 3 different sections that I need you to fill out. I have already put in the teacher initials, the last name of the students, the first names of the students, their gender. You're going to first click on the behavior rating. A 1 is for those high needs kids that you have to give daily redirection or conversations with. Those are also the children that you have on behavior intervention plans that are tier 3 for PBIS, those types of kids. A 2 are just those kids that are kind of stinkers, but you give weekly redirection, but you are, constantly saying their name. A 3 is just typical behavior for that grade level, which you would consider to be developmentally appropriate. And then, of course, 4 is above average, those kids that you hardly ever have to, redirect, or maybe you've never had to redirect them. Those kids that are just, when you think of such a great behaved student, those are the kids that you think of. Then when you go to the academic information, I have taken out running records just simply because clearly that's not pertinent information or even just valid at this point. You do have a reading rating, and that is your professional judgment based on the data that you have collected up until March and then over NTI. So a 1 would be for a child who is well below those grade level standards. A 2 for those kids that they need a lot of assistance, but they're gradually getting it. A 3 would just be an average reader within the grade level. So they're grasping all of that. 4 are for those kids that are at grade level or a little bit above. They have mastered those standards within your grade level. And a 5 is for those kids that are exceeding the grade level standards for reading and are moving into those next grade level standards. I have asked that you put their winter star percentile. Everybody should have taken it. If you're unable to get to that data online, don't worry about it. We can always go back in and add that later. I'm not overly concerned about that. I would like to use it to place kids to kind of even the classrooms. So if you can do it, I would appreciate it. Math rating is the exact same as the reading rating, so that should help you out. And again, you have the winter star for math. The intervention information. I realize that not all kids have had interventions or need interventions. So when you click on RTI reading, there is an option for not applicable. So if you would just select that, that would be great. If they're tier 2 reading or tier 3 referral process means they are tier 3. They are not special ed, but you have started the referral process with them. RTI math is the same exact choices. Speech and language, this gives you the opportunity to make a check mark right in there. If they're not speech and language, just leave it blank. Special ed disability, I know that I did not capture all of the disabilities. I tried to capture the ones that I knew were pretty pertinent to New Haven. Obviously not applicable for those kids. DD social, OHI, autism, SLD reading, SLD math, SLD both, EBD, hearing impaired, and visual impairment. So those are all options there. And then of course we have the special ed setting. NA is an option. Resource, collaboration, or both resource and collaboration. In this column, you have the opportunity to make any notes of students that this particular student should not be placed with. Maybe there's more than one. These cells do wrap. And again, there's a space here too for additional comments if you need any. Especially, just, little quirky things that you need to make sure that next teacher knows about. Maybe it's information about how to get a hold of the parent, those types of things. What I am asking, though, is do not type a book about this. If there is a lot of information that you need to share with that next year's teacher, just put a note in there that just says, please come see me, and I'll fill you in, those types of things. So that's pretty much it. I did set the cell or all of the spreadsheets so that when you scroll down, the header stays. So for those of you who are at the very bottom of the list, Suzanne Strawn for this one, you can still see what each one of the headings are so that you don't get confused. I am asking that you try to get this done for me by the end of the school year, so about May 13th if you could, so that we can begin working on the class list for next year. I will send this link out to your grade level and to your special ed collaborators so that they can get in and help you as well. The lists look exactly, this is second grade's list, so exactly the same, third grade and fourth grade. So again, everybody's been color coded, and I tried to put as much information in there already for you to kind of make this process lickety split. If you have any questions, please I'm so sorry. If you have any questions, just give me a holler. I hope that this helps you a little bit more than just me putting all of this in writing. But again, I appreciate it. So thanks.